Muchachos y muchachas. So Kanye West, now known as Ye, he is newly wedded. He kind of went a little bit radio silent recently. He deactivated his Instagram, in which a lot of people, well, when I say a lot of people, what I was going to say is a lot of people suspected that he went missing, but it was really the tabloid headlines such as TMZ, who are always on that red hot button to say that Kanye West is either crazy or going missing headline. But I wanted to comment on Kanye and Bianca stepping out because they did wear these reminiscent 𝘏𝘶𝘮𝘢-esque outfits. And immediately I was going to jump on the commentary for that. Now, although I am very confused about his choice of outfit and, you know, this whole situation with this new wife or whatever, I somehow stumbled. And when I say somehow, I mean, like, you know how our phones like randomly listen to us and they feed whatever you're thinking into an algorithm and it like randomly shows something that is super relative. Well, that happened in this instance, in which this was actually a good thing because the video that popped up on my feed actually humbled me a lot about this whole situation. And so I wanted to share that with you as well. With that being said, hold on to your butts. Secure your wigs. Stay right there. We're going to go through it. Really quick, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Health with Natalie. Guys, this is a supplement that is going to help you with that youthful looking skin, the hair, the nails, the bone health, the gut health, and a healthy body in general. This is healthwithnatalie.com, where you can get up to 51% off. That is healthwithnatalie.com to get your collagen supply today. All right, so let's go through the transcendence of my thoughts with this whole Kanye West. You know, I really have not commented too much about like I think the last video I had on Kanye West, otherwise known as Ye, was when he appeared on the Alex Jones show. He then made these big rants on Twitter before he was deleted, before he was nuked. You know, he was talking about standing with Balenciaga and all these things. And I was like, you know what? I can't even right now. And so, you know, I haven't really been making content on Kanye West. Now, the reason why I wanted to comment on this particular scenario is because Kanye West recently stepped out to a concert with his new wife, Bianca Sensori, which I believe is also a very bizarre scenario because, you know, who knows how long he's been talking to her. He just recently he's freshly divorced from Kim Kardashian. And so in my personal opinion, you know, in a normal setting, normal world, which Kanye West, to his credit, does not live in. He is a celebrity. He is in a different environment, right? However, in a normal world such as ours, we would probably take some time to reflect, things like this, right? So anyway, he gets married very, very fast to this woman named Bianca Sensori. Now, they step out to a concert recently in which I'm going to assume it's his choice to dress them both in this Balenciaga-esque gimp suit. Okay, we've had a whole long conversation about this before. Okay, and so it's covering them from head to toe, and we're gonna get to some commentary with this. I'm gonna show you a little bit more pictures, if you will. But the reason why I wanted to comment on this is, let's just take you back about 3 years, when Kim Kardashian was invited to the Met Gala, right? When she was invited to the Met Gala, she wore I believe the Met Gala she went to this time at this one, what we'll see is the campy or camp, where everything's like really exaggerated, everything's wacky, right? So she wears this really, really tight corset dress in which Kanye commented on and said that it was too sexy. Okay, so I want to play this clip. This is from The Breakfast Club.
In addition to that, Kanye had some issues with her outfit, and it was stressful for her. Listen to this.
Versus like a formal underwear, it's hot. It's like, it's hot for who though?
So like the night before the Met, you're gonna come in here and say that you're not into a corset bag. give me really bad anxiety.
Why is that giving you anxiety to say that?
Because you knew last night I was having really bad anxiety, and I don't need any more negative energy for you to now say that you're not into me wearing a tight dress.
You are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy.
You built me up to be this like sexy person and confidence and all this stuff, and just because you're on a journey and you're on your transformation doesn't mean that I'm in the same spot with you. So.
Okay, all right. All right.
I agree with Kim.
I mean, okay, so there's a lot to unpack there, right? I know this is a 3-year-old soundbite, a 3-year-old clip from, I believe it's one of the Kardashian reality shows. I don't even know what's out there anymore. But I would like to actually offer some empathy for Kim Kardashian, okay? I'm just going to say it, that she was not on the same spiritual playing field. And so we cannot expect, especially if you are a believer, such as myself, you cannot expect somebody who is not equally yoked to believe or see things the same way that you do, right? So, you know, she's speaking out her heart. She's speaking truthfully. She truly does not. She's not in that space. Now, Kanye West at that point was going through this whole, spiritual journey. And, he was, I guess, reigniting his faith and things like this. Now, this is always like a roller coaster moment for those of us that are watching from the outside looking in. It appears and then it seems to be like he, and then the media is manipulated anyway, right? So it's just I'm just going to say it's a roller coaster for us to even know where he's at with his faith, okay? So it seemed at that point that he was reigniting his faith, okay, back in 2020. Now, that was there, okay? So he's talking, I think the motif we can get out of that is that, he was talking about modesty. He doesn't want Kim to, dress so sexy and all these things. And she's reiterating like, yo, you put me in this, basically. And he did. He put her in the whole fashion scene. He introduced her to all of these like fashionistas, fashion designers, and the environment, the entourage of fashion, right? So she's confused. And like I said, like I feel for her as well at that moment, because it's like, yo, you who was her husband, led me to this lifestyle, and now I'm living it, and now you want me to back out of the things that you led me into, right? So I think there's a lot of lessons there, right? But I digress, right? Not to harp so much on that. Now, the reason why I am so confused, okay, is recently with his recent bride, Bianca Sensori. So this is an account on Instagram called Kanye Defense Team. So they post a lot of good, two accounts that I pay attention to is Kanye's posts, which has a lime green icon, as well as Kanye Defense Team. Whenever they or something emerges about Kanye, they post it immediately. So they were one of the first accounts that I saw that had this. Let me just make sure that this goes on mute because I don't want it to play any music that could get me copy stricken. So they had some of the first postings of Kanye stepping out with Bianca Sensori. They were in these weird outfits, okay, and you can kind of see that Kanye through this little thumbnail here. It's not playing for whatever reason, maybe because I'm streaming or what, but you can see that his outfit is sort of Balenciaga-esque. There you go, you see it. He's covered from head to toe. He obviously received that type of backlash for supporting such a brand, right? Even after all this. Let me see if this one will play too. Now, the reason why I even bring this up is because of the way that I'm just going to assume that it was him, so it's not going to play the video, which is fine. But he obviously, it looks like, because he has worn this before, it looks like he probably influenced his new wife to wear this, where I'm so glad that it is stopped on the thumbnail where you cannot see anything, because there were video clips circulated around where you can see her chichas, right? Like you could see the areolas and everything through this outfit. Okay. So and here you can see right here, a little bit of his outfit. Let me zoom back out because I think you could see her chicha through that. So, I was a little bit confused through all of this because, you know, he goes from, you know, coming at Kim Kardashian at one point. Maybe it was that he was approaching it from a protective point of view at that point. I don't know if he feels the same type of protection with Bianca Sensori. I don't know what it is, but she's basically out here in a very nude, top to bottom gimp suit that is also transparent. And I just thought that was... it was interesting to say the least. And you can see Bianca Sensori and other things. Glad that they censored this here because it is very, very risque. Okay, so this is just another clip of them walking. All right. So this is the part that really, really humbled me, guys. I mean, this is the part that really, really humbled me because I was feeling some type of way about all of this. And listen, like I'm human. I know, like Christians are not called to not judge. Okay. So I want to make that very clear. We do have an authority to judge up to a certain extent. It's like, we're not to judge in a certain light where it's like, you know, just for kicks and giggles, like we're just judging for the fun of it. We're judging to make fun of it, right? It's like there is a level of judgment that is necessary with our faith to make sound decisions, to make sound assessments, and you know, therefore there and forth. Now, so with that being said, I do think that we have in fact, we do have the authority to judge, but we don't always see the other side. And I think the way that I believe is this pastor, his name is Tim Ross, the way he verbalized this completely just like humbled me down a lot. So let's take a listen to what he has to say about Kanye. And this is a recent clip, so I don't know. This was posted 2 days ago. I don't know if maybe this was in you know, response to what we just saw with that. But anyway, this is from the Basement Clips with Tim Ross. I'm going to link this particular video in my description below so you guys can go check out the entire thing, because I'm just going to skim through it. There's some really hearty meats and potatoes that he talks about here, and I wanted to go through with that with some commentary. All right, let's play it.
There's one that people wanted to talk about, obviously, and they wanted to talk about Kanye and thoughts about all that.
Yeah.
So I'll give a quick update of what we have.
Yeah.
Kanye did go missing for about like 3 weeks, quote unquote missing, meaning
missing from media,
missing from pop. And apparently it was, he married one of his, they want to know your thoughts, wedding rings and all that. So I guess the real question is thoughts on making it to the top and then chaos, navigating anti-Semitic comments, all the things, and now going from girl to girl.
Yeah. Kanye is an incredibly talented, once in a generation, brilliant mind who was thrust into the spotlight at a very young age. And I have loads of empathy for people that acquire success and celebrity at a young age.
And, you know, that's one point that I really didn't think about as well, because a lot of people that you see that are famous, you know, they had a fast track to however they were, you know, fast track to their success or their fame or whatever. It's like they were young. They did it really, or if they weren't young necessarily, they did it really, really fast. So you don't really have that space to grow in between and learn your lessons and, you know how to manage yourself, you know, at that stature. So that's one thing that I don't consider, and I'm just speaking out of honesty.
Because you have to grow up in front of people. I was talking to my cousin Lecrae on a pod. We were talking about the fact that he had to grow up in front of everybody. And so when you change your mind, everybody knows it. And when you change your thoughts, everybody knows it. When you change your beliefs, Everybody knows it.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, like, I'm not big by any means, right? Like, I do have my platforms on various social media, I guess, venues, as you can put it. I'm on Twitter. I got a sizable following there. I'm on Instagram. I've got a little bit of a sizable following there. You know, little pockets of followings everywhere, right? So it's not that I'm not, like I said, I don't consider myself big at any by any definition, but I do have a good amount of eyes, you know, looking my direction. And what I can say that even me at a small stature that I'm at, I can say that, you know, even with a small following, I already get that type of feedback. Like if I change my mind about something, or if I speak, you know, my commentary is my platform, right? That's what I do, whether it's literary, audio, video, it's what I do. So it's funny because you will find that people will keep track of your words. People will hold you against your words. And it's like a lot of people don't understand the grace of evolution. If people don't understand the grace of evolution, I think that's like something I need to just hone in on another video. But the grace of evolution, people just don't have that. And so they will stick a spear in you just because they have this nature about them that wants to be right. And I mean, listen, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this because I'm doing this to celebrities a lot, right? And this kind of, again, kind of reshapes my thinking a little bit, and it's having me kind of evolve my thinking about how I'm going to approach my commentary here forward.
And so, and it's not just that everybody knows it; everybody gets to comment.
Mm-hmm.
Solicited or unsolicited, everybody gets to say something about it.
We're on the internet too.
And that can be daunting.
It is.
Right? That can be daunting. You know, if I'm just looking at Kanye's movements, I don't think Kanye's been the same since his mom died.
That's the part right there. That's the part right there where I just I stepped back. I was walking Bo as I was listening to this commentary, and it just made me stop in my tracks. I was like, yo, that's something that I don't think a lot of people can relate to. Like, you're at a height, at a peak stature in your fame, you're making it, you're successful in all these things, you know, all of that is going on, and then your mother, you lose your mother, right? Like, I don't think a lot of people, like, I can't fathom what that's like, you know. Praise God, I have my mother, but I couldn't imagine what that is like. But that's the part that I think a lot of people miss as well.
I just don't. And again, that makes me have empathy for him. And not that, you know, the death of a parent doesn't mean you're going to automatically act in a certain way. But Miss Donda was very, very important to Kanye. Important to his childhood, important to his manhood. And I don't know anything about his dad. You know, I think he mentions a little bit on his documentary, but I don't know. I don't know the involvement of his father. So I don't know what that father figure was like in his life. I will say that, you know, to go from Amber Rose to Kim Kardashian to whoever he's married to now, and then another girl he was dating even before he married this girl, he's searching for something.
And that's, you see, that's the part that really has me, because, you know, it was like he got to Kim Kardashian and he wanted that. It seemed to be that he wanted that nuclear family. You know, he even spoke out against the leftist culture and, you know, them tearing down the leftist family. I mean, the nuclear family, all of these things. So one thing that does confuse me is, like, when he did complete the divorce, or even, I don't even think the divorce was complete on both sides, when you know, Kim was off dating other dudes like Pete Davidson, I think that's his name or whatever, that comedian. She was dating him, and then he was dating girl after girl after girl after girl after girl. I'm like, yo, this is so, like, this is not good for North. This is not good for Chicago. Like, this is not good for the kids, right? Like, they're seeing their parents out dating partner after partner after partner after partner after partner. It has to be confusing. And so I really appreciate Tim Ross's commentary on this, that, you know, it's not just Kanye searching for something. It's also Kim searching for that something. They both have this void, which I find very interesting to discover through this commentary. This is just something that was dawned on me as a revelation.
He's searching for something. And when he finds it, what I do acknowledge and admire is when he thinks he finds it, he makes a commitment. I want to get married. You know what I mean? But if you keep finding a person but you've never found you, it's not gonna last long. Bam.
Like, it's not. It never does. Like, if you don't have that foundational, like, eternal foundation, something that is constant, that you can always count on, which in my belief, that is Jesus, the Son of God. If you don't have that as a foundation and both of you are not yoked on that, it's not, it's just, it is, if it does work out, it's not an easy time. It's up a creek without a paddle, right? So I just found that commentary very valuable. Again, I'm going to link this in the description below, because it is very well worth a listen. I listened to this about twice. But again, this really humbled me. His commentary really humbled me to kind of approach it. And I'll probably listen to this commentary about 2 or 3 more times, and I'll probably bookmark it just in case I'm feeling a little zealous, right, about my commentary. But, you know, I do think, listen, a lot of this culture needs that, the rebuke. It needs to be addressed, right? These are things that are unavoidable sometimes, but when it comes to human nature and like things like this, like, I think we can step back a little bit and assess, like, what are the circumstantial things that are going on in this person's life, right? I know Kanye is a celebrity, but that's not a thing for us to dehumanize another person, right? And I've said this before, I know this is kind of tangent, again, chasing a squirrel a little bit. But when I saw him with Justin Bieber and Marilyn Manson, I was like, I really do hope for that day that we see Marilyn Manson, like, you know, come to faith. It's like, I want to see these celebrities humanized to a point. Now, again, there's a balance, because there is times where you're like, yo, that's not cool. Like, you can't say these things, or you can't lead a certain generation this way. And then there's little things like this where I'm like, you know what? This caused me to step back a little bit and just think and marinate on that. Now, there are things that like I said, I don't agree with Kanye and his decisions and stuff like that, but you know, this really painted it in perspective for me. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for your support. If you liked this commentary, if you liked this type of content, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.